I am the bone of my sword, steel is my body, and fire is my blood. I have created over 1,000 blades, unknown to death, nor known to life. Have withstood pain to create many weapons, but yet those hands never hold anything. So as I pray, Unlimited Bladeworks. It seems I tend to find anime I don't know I would enjoy when I'm not even trying to find one. I originally wanted to watch Unlimited Bladeworks because the animation quality was really good, and I thought it would be something I wouldn't necessarily make a video of because I didn't have a lot to say about it. I would just watch it for the sake of it, or to pass the time. But surprisingly, I really enjoyed Unlimited Bladeworks, more than I thought I would actually. Fate, Stay Night Unlimited Bladeworks is the anime adaptation of the Unlimited Bladeworks path of the visual novel Fate Stay Night, created by Type Moon. This is the second iteration of the Fate Stay Night animation series and is produced by Ufotable. The first being 2006's Fate Stay Night animation by Studio Dean, which followed the Fate path with elements of Unlimited Bladeworks and Heaven's Feel added to it. There is a meme going around about this anime. They are calling it Unlimited Budget Works, and you can clearly see why. The animation of this show is really top tier. It looks good, it feels good. The colors are vibrant and the characters look stunning, even with their usually small feet. The battles are pretty solid. They don't hold back with the battles, which make them pretty entertaining to watch. Their attacks feel heavy, especially when the servants begin to use their noble phantasm. It makes their battle look very epic. Believe it or not, this was not my first entry into the Fate series. I found it quite boring when trying to watch it. I think I kept falling asleep while watching the first Fate series, so it kinda left a weird impression on me. So when my cousin recommended Unlimited Bladeworks, I kept putting it off for some reason, but I just wanted to give this one a try. At least I was watching it for fun, so I didn't think too much of it. And it does look really good. So little by little, I decided to get into it. One episode a day, believe it or not. And before I know it, I started to binge the show. The story follows the young Shiro Emiya, a high school student and an amateur magician who suddenly gets thrusted into a magical holy war. This is a tournament made up of 7 participants. These mages are called masters, and they summon forth ancient warriors known as servants to aid them in the war. These servants are reincarnated personifications of legendary historical heroes, some of which are the legendary Sasaki Kojuru as the assassin, Ku Shuline as the lancer, Heracles as the berserker, Medea as the caster, Medusa as the rider, etc. I didn't mention Emi and Gilgamesh because it seems they are both archers, but I might be mistaken. But the person they refer to as archer is Emiya, but Gilgamesh calls him a faker, so it's a whole thing. I purposely left out Saber because she doesn't reveal her true name in this particular series, but looking at her technique, you could guess who she was supposed to be. The lore surrounding this universe is pretty interesting. In the Unlimited Bladeworks storyline, we are solely focused on the perspectives of Shiro Emiya and his involvement in the 5th Holy Grail War. Spoiler warning from here on. It was said that the winner of the Holy Grail War will receive the Holy Grail, which grants the wishes of its master. So all masters are pitted against each other to fight to the death in order to obtain their wish. One thing I found out to be interesting was that not all masters had wishes to be granted, so they had the aim of relinquishing their wish to their servants, and also not all servants had wishes to be granted, so they just followed their master's wishes with an unwavering resolve, which kinda intrigued me. The servants who had wishes to be granted really laid it all on the line, even their lives in the process. But some of the masters who had wishes to be granted didn't really seem to care if they lost the battle because it was sort of like a game for them, and losing a servant is better than losing a life. Well, there were some exceptions to the rule of course, but it just fascinated me to say the least. This anime was a slow burn for me in particular. Like I said earlier, I wasn't planning on binging it. I was taking it bit by bit, an episode here, an episode there. Because the first, let me say, 2 episodes were good, but not at all amazing for me. So it actually fits that casual anime thing I had going on. Because nothing too interesting was going on at the beginning. It sort of had that slice of life feel while slowly introducing its world and lore to us. And the mystery surrounding the school and the disappearance of certain students was good enough to hook you in, at least to see it to the end.
No matter what your intention is, you can only save those who belong to your side. I know it should be obvious, but that's the definition of a hero of justice.
What does it mean to be a hero? They are altruistic, self-sacrificing people who bring smiles to the faces of the unfortunate. There is a sort of beauty to heroism, knowing that you have done the noble and right thing and seeing the gratitude on the faces of the people that have been saved. And the feeling that comes with the latter can get somewhat intoxicating. Shiro Emiya wants to be a hero of justice. When Shiro was a kid, he got caught in the aftermath of the 4th Holy Grail War. He was then rescued by a man named Kuritsugu. The look of happiness on this man's face as he saved him stuck in Shiro's heart. Not long after, Kuritsugu adopts Shiro as his son and trained him in the basics of being a mage. Shiro wants to save everyone. He wants to live in a world where everyone is saved and shares their happiness with others. But that's impossible. Kuritsugu told Shiro that choosing to save someone means choosing not to save another. No matter your intentions, you can only save those that belong to your side. That is what it means to be a hero of justice. But Shiro doesn't share this philosophy. He still has this ideal that everyone can be saved. Noble, yes, but severely naive. Shiro cannot save everyone, no matter how hard he tries. Shiro soon begins to butt heads with Archer over his naive ideals, and I heard people dislike Shiro for this reason. But the truth of the matter is, not everyone can be saved. Shiro can try to reach the ideal, but it's one that is rooted in fantasy. One popular anime which I believe is known for having a similar theme in it is Naruto. Naruto is known to talk to his villains, right? Sometimes bringing them to his side in the end. But to do this, Naruto needs to understand his villains and why they do what they do. And he does everything in his power to save them. But even him knows that not everyone can be saved. In the ninja world, they have accepted the fact that there would be casualties, lives would be lost, and that's okay because in the end, they aim for peace. Peace is what keeps them going. Peace is what helps villages develop. Peace is what creates a favorable environment for the next generation. And in whatever they do, they foster the will of fire in the next generation to uphold the peace. And for me personally, this is more realistic. And yes, I know it's an anime, it doesn't have to be realistic, but Shiro's ideals are sorely lacking. Because if you want to save everyone, including your enemy, then why fight? Why not talk to them like Naruto and bear all of their pain if you have the power to do so? But from what I've seen, he doesn't. His skills at the beginning were sorely lacking and he was more of a liability than an asset. If it wasn't for Archer kind of help him develop to his full potential, he wouldn't have the capability to back up his words. And I felt the only reason Archer lost was because Shiro refused to give up his ideals. And deep down, Archer felt the same way too. That's why he gave in the end. But I personally wasn't convinced by what Shiro was starting because it just seems that he won by just being stubborn. And talking about Naruto again, during his fight with Pain, when Pain asks him the question in the titular scene,
"So, Naruto, how would you confront this hatred in order to create peace?" I want to know what your answer is.
I don't know. I don't have an answer.
Because he didn't know what to do at the time. It wasn't so easy for one person to come up with such a solution. But what he could do was, he could relinquish his desire for revenge. Admittedly, he said he couldn't forgive Pain, but if he put aside his desire for revenge, maybe he could end the cycle of hatred. That was a solution, and with that, he can achieve peace to some degree. But with Shiro, I don't see any solutions. He's just spouting flowery words which hold no weight. What is he willing to do to achieve that goal, since he doesn't want to compromise on his ideology? What Kiritsugu said about choosing to save someone means choosing not to save another makes a lot of sense, because when you are trying to save one person, there is another person somewhere who needs saving. Can he be everywhere at once? When you try saving someone close to you, what happens to the opposition? How can you save them too? What if they don't want to be saved? Or what if you don't have the power to save them in the first place? Because it's easy to say I want to be a hero of justice, and justice also means fairness. Can he be fair on both sides? Maybe I don't understand Shiro, but I kinda wish I did. Why is he so stubborn and stuck in his ways? Even if he doesn't end up like Archer, what would he do differently? Taking a look at Shiro's chant for Unlimited Bladeworks, I took notice of his words at the end. He chanted, "I have no regrets. This is the only path. All my life has been Unlimited Bladeworks." In the Battle of Ideals with Archer, Shiro constantly mentions that he has no regrets, even if his ideals might seem naive. As long as he saves people, that is enough for him. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a hero. But as we grow in this world, we come to see that it's not as rosy as it looks in fiction. So I modified my beliefs. I would help those in front of me. If I have the ability to help someone, I would help them to the best of my ability. Of course, there might not be a reward, but as long as the other person is happy, then I'm happy. Even so, I feel such a noble ideal is laughable because there are truly evil people in this world, and trying to be righteous all the time will hurt you in the long run. One person might not be able to change the world, but a kind gesture once in a while can go a long way. I don't want to get caught up in the philosophy of it all, but there's a lot to unpack on the issue, and that's why you must watch Fate, Stay Night Unlimited Bladeworks.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I may not agree with Shiro's ideals, but I do like the concept and themes in the show. They are quite interesting actually. Personally, I'm not really a fan of isekai anime, and this anime has isekai elements, but not so much that it takes you out of it. The modern elements makes it feel more grounded, especially during the slower scenes. I heard the technical term is reverse isekai. This anime is a great watch, and I would recommend it to you just for the experience alone. I don't know if you would like it, but I think it's something to be consumed in bits, at least until you are fully invested in the show. Then you will naturally begin to binge it on your own. With that said, don't forget to like the video. Have you watched any of the Fate series? What are your thoughts about Unlimited Bladeworks and Shiro's ideals? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And as always, remember to keep moving forward.
My whole life was Unlimited Bladeworks!